Hi, today I want to talk to you about identity theft. Identity theft, it's only a matter of time, is stated by Carl Fried. Identity theft, it's only a matter of time, CNN Money Magazine, July 2005. Identity theft is one of the fastest growing crimes in the country today. In 2004, 1 in every 33 households experienced identity theft of some kind, whether it was within the household or someone outside their house. As stated by the Bureau Justice of Statistics, April 2006, by Katrina Bloom, PhD, on Identity Theft 2004. Today, approximately, there are 15 million people in the United States who have experienced identity theft this year, with the number growing. In 2005, there was 3 million people in the household that experienced identity theft, with the top one being unauthorized credit card usage, which was actually over the personal information being stolen. In 2008, 11.7 million people had experienced identity theft in their households. In 2009 and 2010, identity theft had increased by 33%. And this year, these statistics have not been released yet. Identity theft. Who can it happen to? Identity theft can happen to anyone. It can happen to a child, it can happen to an elder, it can happen to a deceased person, and it can happen to you if it happened to me. Types of identity theft information that is stolen can be from your mailbox, your social security number, medical records, or any information off the internet that you have supplied on the internet. First, let's explain why identity theft is on the rise today. Identity theft is on the rise today because there's so much information out there. It's like a whole whirlwind of new technology coming our way, and everybody's just anxious to get out there and get their information to us. A lot of times there are schemes out on the internet that we don't really realize, and we sometimes put our information out there for reasons and then realize later that it's not exactly a free thing we won. For example, like a free iPod, you get an email stating that you won a free iPod. You're the 1000th winner of a television set. Majority of that information is just to get your information from you, and it's not actually to give you a free item. Another one is Facebook. Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, all those websites that are located out there. Sometimes we put our information out there too easily without even thinking about who and where our information is going to and who will be using that information. I had a friend of mine who works at tech college there, and I accepted his friendship request and I checked his profile. Upon going to his profile, he had his physical address out there, his telephone number out there, his cell phone number out there, as well as his email address out there, among other information out there. That's a good target for someone to hack into his Facebook account and steal his identity, as well as him posting information, because he does go on a lot of trips, of when he's out of town to let his friends know, which is a nice convenience, but we just got to be careful with how we use that information. Because when this person is out of town, this person's personal information, as well as his physical location and his personal belongings, can also be stolen as well. How can we protect ourselves from identity theft? There's, as you all are aware of, the credit reporting agencies, Empyrean, TransUnion, and Equifax. And once a year we're allowed to go into this website, www.freeannualcreditreport.com, and order a free credit report to verify our credit worthiness and what's been all put out there on a credit report about us. You don't have to do it all at once. You can go out there and apply for this report free and do it, accept one report at one time, and 3 months later accept another report and go out on the internet, and then another 3 months later or so throughout the year, and kind of spread out throughout the year. You do not have to do it all at once and ask for all 3 reports at once. What this does is it allows you to spread out your worthiness and to see what else has taken place on your personal information about you throughout the year. Another one is phone calls. How can you prevent identity theft from happening to you by receiving phone calls? Have you ever had an instance where a bank would call you and ask you to identify yourself, give them information, some information was lost, or your financial institution call you and ask for personal information, your doctor calling to verify your appointment, asking you some pre-op information before your operation. There's things like this that can happen also. What you need to be careful with some of that stuff there is when someone calls you from, even though you have an account with that place, you may want to just protect yourself a little bit and do a little bit of soul searching before you actually give out that information to them. What you can do is you can call, when they call you, you can ask them for their name and their telephone number and call them back to make sure it's a legitimate call to you. By doing this, it protects your identity. And by calling that number, it also verifies that the person on the other line is who they say they are, and they're actually with that company that called you that you have an account with. If by chance you're out of town or something, or you can't get your phone and someone calls you and they don't leave a message, you can also verify that number too. You can use *69, and what *69 does is it automatically redials your last number on your cell phone or your telephone number. You can also do a *67, which allows you to recall the last number that was dialed to you. You dial *67 and then dial the telephone number, and then whoever picks up on the other end is who would have been the person who called you. In fact, I just did that the other night too. Someone called me, didn't leave a message, and it was a number that I didn't know, and it was not actually a legitimate number, so I just hung up on the person. So in closing here, identity theft is on the rise in the United States today, and it will continue to grow. The more information we put out there for people, the more information and the more our personal information is going to affect us. You can take preventative measures to protect your identification from being stolen. You can decide who and when and how your information is placed out on the internet, as well as with people who call you or on your credit reports. Identity theft, it's only a matter of time before it happens to you. And if it happened to me, it can definitely happen to you. Protect yourself.